Well, EA have pretty much forced a market crash in certain areas of the market, and convenient when I'm like a million coins club stocked on fodder. So that didn't work out well. But don't worry, we'll get into everything that we need to talk about today. Also, I figured there would be more Fire and Ice leaks. We have one more player leaked. Yes, one more player once again. I don't know what's going on with that, but okay. Let's begin with content because we did get one of the player SBCs of all time. Definitely one of them. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Diata came out, and he looks like just the most mid of the mid, but has 99 physical. So apparently they thought like that makes it better. I mean, this card is just not good. I don't know what else to say. That the shooting isn't good enough. Passing is just eh. Dribbling, obviously the agility's there, but not really much else. I mean, this card sucks. I hate to say it, but someone's got to say it. And for upgrades, obviously the daily login upgrade was finished today. So yeah, there goes an 8420, like an 87 times 3 to open, which I'll do that obviously for the Team of the Year pack opening. But most of you guys got that today, which was pretty nice. And well, we got the New Year's kickoff SBC, which was a tradable 100k pack. You can't see because I completed it already. But this destroyed prices, not to anyone's surprise, and it kind of was a catalyst for a little bit more selling on the market because everything that was in packs went down. So when everything goes down, the market has to correct itself basically, and other stuff went down as well, even if it wasn't in packs. But actually, I don't know where I was going back to that pack here. I also wanted to, add in, like, there's a reason EA always do what they do, right? There's obviously going to be some other motive behind giving us a tradable 100k pack besides just being nice, right? That's obviously a side effect of it. Then they probably maybe even wanted to give us a free pack just because, but obviously there's other, reasons for it. What would those reasons be? Honestly, I don't know. I actually don't, because I figured that with fodder being as low as it is, let's go look. The market stuff might come first today because there's just so much to talk about with it. Like, this is the cheapest that all of this has ever been basically at this point in the year by far, right? 87's less than 10,000, 88s are 16k, which I thought were so low at 18. I was like, they're ridiculously low. 86s are 6.4, 85s are 4,000. I don't think EA like when fodder is super low. I actually don't really think they like that because it makes opening packs a little bit less enticing, and also a pack that has, like, say a guaranteed 286s, a guaranteed 287s is now worth less, right? It means less to open that pack than it did when 87s were, 17, 18,000. Now they're less than 10,000, right? So I think EA like when fodder is pretty high, and obviously they knew what this would do to fodder prices. And then also you count in the fact that you go to players here, or sorry, we're the most popular player page. You got all these SBCs out, right? Eusebio and Zidane. These got a lot cheaper. Eusebio SBC went from 2.3 to 2.4 to now 2 million, 2.1 million. These are all going down by a few hundred thousand right now because they're still getting easier to do. So basically, to me, there's only one reason I can think of as to why they'd want to do this, despite all of this stuff dropping for right now, is because they want to give us coins. To me, that's the only thing I can think of, because they want to attempt to help, alleviate some of that market crash that we'll probably see eventually coming up here. And that would make sense because fodder can always rebound really, really easily. All I got to do is really release a couple good SBCs and they will immediately bounce back up, which we'll talk about obviously in this video today, like later on. But the rest of the market though, they want to give people coins, right? We have a lot of good tradable cards in packs right now. You put 11 untradeable cards in your club, most people did, and you're going to get yourself a 100k pack for free. So they want to give out some coin injections. So that tells me that, the only thing I can think of is, yeah, they're preparing for the crash, right? They want to try and help alleviate it a little bit. But obviously that comes with a cost because the rest of the market basically all went down. That new Garincha, where is he on here? He went from like 1.7-ish to 1.5 today. And then you've got other cards like this Butragueño, who was, approaching 1 million coins for a while, now 740. And before today, he was about 840, I want to say, right? Maybe more like 800k or so. And also right now, we're kind of seeing our first set of cards that are going kind of out of the power curve that were very much so in the power curve. And I'll show you who I mean by that. Like, look at Franck Ribéry. Franck Ribéry has low-key crashed a lot recently. And part of this is because he has, some new icon tax in here, right? But this card has gone from 1.3 to 1 million coins, now down to 740,000, right? 730, yeah. This kind of shows you what is going to happen to cards who quickly move out of the power curve, right? If you have a card that is, pretty hyped up, pretty in demand, but you kind of sense it's on the edge of the power curve a little bit, and and Ribery's still very much in the power curve, but he's just less so than he was. Those cards can always drop off in like the blink of an eye, so always remember that. But the broader theme here is, yes, EA know this market probably is going to go down very soon, because why else are they giving us a tradable 100k pack? Hey, there's no other reason for it, pretty much. So just make sure you're aware of that. If you watch the channel on a regular basis, you will be aware of that. But, you know, if you're new here and you haven't seen my ugly mug yet, then yeah, we talked about that a couple times. So obviously want to remind you again. And, you know, because of the tradable 100k pack, you know, and plus Team of the Year was a couple weeks away still, we actually could see a rebound a little bit. Just a slight rebound a little bit before we see an actual crash here if you want to make like overnight flips. Because obviously we got a lot of supply today, right? Like this Alib is 237. I think he was actually a little bit lower than that already. He's already rebounding a little bit. I think he was like 230 earlier. Yeah, 225 it says there. Actually, they could go higher than that. I think that if content this week for Fire and Ice, you know, is just kind of fine and nothing too crazy, then they'll rebound back up almost immediately, I think. Back up to like 260 or something like that. And then fodder. Is fodder going to be a buy? Well, to be honest with you, I would assume so. Like if I saw this price at any point, I'd be like, holy shit, we got to buy right now. But of course, it's hard to say because they clearly, you know, are releasing stuff to give us some coins, which means we're going to get more supply of fodder. However, I don't really see how it doesn't rebound back up. I still don't see it. I think I was in on fodder on much more expensive than this. I know many of you guys were. I know many people on Twitter were. A lot of people on Twitter were talking about it. And I'm just going to hold because I don't see how it doesn't rebound. If Fire and Ice isn't insane, we won't see as much supply as usual. So I'm fine just holding on. And you actually could buy fodder right now. And if you want to hold for like a couple weeks until Team of the Year, it's potentially one of the best investments you can make. Or I'm faded and fodder keeps going down. And if it does, I'm going to be broke. But at the same time, EA have always shown they've liked expensive fodder. So I don't know. I'm tired of saying the word fucking fodder. With the end of the leaks now, well, once again, it's a leak because we've got one more Fire and Ice card leaked, and it is Neymar. Take this one with like a 99% chance instead of a 100% chance if it was like Sheriff or if it was police leaks. But Neymar is set to come, and I'm excited. At the same time, though, they're going to be two expensive cards probably that we can't really afford, well, most of us. So we have him and Son, and that's it. It's only two Fire and Ice cards we've got, which is a little odd because you'd feel like if those two were leaked, that people have more of the leaks, and they probably do, but you know how it goes. Today's SBC is supposed to be Roy Keane. Pretty much all the icons that are more fodder, right? Like Ian Wright, Bobby Moore, DeVore Suker. I've all gotten some pretty nice cards, so I would assume Roy Keane will as well. We only have three left. It's Keane, Stones, and David Trezeguet. And I do wonder if we're going to see another set like this leaked from EA. I wonder if we're going to get another, you know, whole Fire and Ice like SBC leak kind of thing, because I thought they were going to really start fighting back on leakers with posting stuff like this. Like I figured we'd get more of this stuff a lot, but since the, you know, the 19th of December when this whole thing started, we haven't really had anything else that EA themselves have leaked. And also yesterday we were supposed to get the like this weekend content tweet, but we didn't get it. I'm assuming that's because of the work holiday, so we might get that today instead of yesterday. And if that happens, obviously we'll talk about it tomorrow. But for leaks, there's not really much else, and I just think at this point it's just RIP to any of the free packs that we thought we were going to get. I think that's gone now. Also, I got a lot of comments asking about like, okay, is X player good in your team? I get like 10 of those a night in the comments. So let me just go through this team quick. Bobby Charlton is very, very good. Like I have him in my team for a reason. The power shot plus is insane with a 5-star weak foot. I don't want to get rid of him. I bought him like for 1.48. I do not want to sell him at all. I don't want to. Kenny Dalglish is good. Well, the only reason he's really in here is because of finesse shot plus. I think a finesse shot plus player just needs to be in your team somewhere if you really want to compete at the high level. Otherwise, you're just at a disadvantage that you don't need to be at. Graham Hansen is Hansen. You know, she's very, very good. Kessler is very solid. Like the definition of a very solid midfielder, I would say. And Incisive Pass Plus is really nice. Jude Bellingham is just a beast. I think Bellingham in this game is one of his best years, in my opinion, honestly. Which isn't this like a second year of him being good in FIFA, so I don't even know what that means. But Intercept Plus is so nice in the midfield. Basha is Basha. Lucio and Van Dijk are, you can imagine, pretty fucking insane. And Carlos Alberto is great as well. Van Nistelrooy sucks hot ass. This guy's fucking garbage. Do not use him, please. Do not use him. I'm working on the Sessignon 5-5 Evo, and I'll let you know what that card's like when I finish it, because it's like actually kind of takes a while to do. But all right, let's get into some of your comments. This one is from Jack No Rice 5212, who says, I think finishing should be even worse. Unpopular opinion, yeah, but it can make people go semi-assisted. If you use assisted, you should suffer bad passing, bad random shooting, etc. Competitive gaming should be all manual. That's how you can see you are better than the other person. So far, this game is all about luck, abusing broken mechanics, and OP defensive AI. And I think, not to speak for you here, what you mean instead of saying finishing should be worse, I think you mean it should be challenging. Because there's a difference between something being bad and something being challenging, right? And I think that you just want a more of a skill-based risk reward system rather than just like auto shooting, right? And I understand that, but I don't know if you ever played on manual before. Like go talk to one of your buddies who plays FIFA and go say, hey, let's both turn on manual settings and let's play each other. It will be hilarious because playing on manual settings is actually insanely difficult. And yes, that would create a skill gap, right? But I think in EA's eyes, like that's just going to be too much, right? It's too challenging for anybody to just pick up and play. So I agree with like the last sentence. So far, this game is all about luck, abusing broken mechanics, and OP defensive AI. Like you're right about that. But this OP defensive AI is not going to change. I mean, we know at this point, after years of OP defensive AI, that EA is not going to change this. So if you want OP defensive AI and manual shooting, then, you know, we might be fucked. But I understand what you're trying to say for sure. And I think that you make sense in a perfect world, but knowing EA, like we have to just try and like make the best of what we have with OP defensive AI and the back 8 drop 8 system that we've got all the way since FIFA 21, right? So we got to just kind of do what we can. And finishing should be one of the last things that is inconsistent. And it should be one of the easiest things to do, in my opinion, especially because we have such OP defensive AI. At J7536, as a person who grinds all day still will not have a team like a person who opens packs. Horrible take. I don't know if, do you grind all day? Because people, I mean, go watch anybody on YouTube that has done an RTG that can get Mbappe in like 2 days. I mean, if you play the game all day, you'll have a sick team. You will. Now, obviously, there's that like 100 percentile team and 95th percentile team that you really can't get to without spending money on packs. I don't know if that's what you're talking about here, but a person who grinds all day will still have a very, very good team. And maybe you are talking about that next 100 percentile team, like literally the R9s and shit like that, which, yeah, you can't get R9 without opening packs or spending money of some kind, right? Which is a problem. So I agree in one sense, Jay, but also in the other sense, you know, shove that horrible take right up your anus. At Spats813 says, I think I'm a rat. I have an informed son with Finesse Shot Plus, and it's hard not to use it when the opportunity arises. Bro, first of all, you're not a rat for using Finesse Shot Plus, okay? You're not a rat for that. It's like the one way to score in this game, so please don't think, oh my god, I better not shoot right now because I might become a rat. Okay, don't think like that. I have informed son. I've used him for a long time too, and he's great. At KA_AUP says, love your content, JFC. Who's your favorite player you've used on eafc 24 so far? Honestly, it's probably Bobby Charlton. I think that this Bobby Charlton is so insane. And I like to do skill moves a lot, so I'd usually pick like a 5-star skill player here. But I actually think that Bobby Charlton with 4-star skills is probably my favorite player I've used this year. I think that this card is ridiculous. I think he's insane. You can get Power Shot Plus down, which sometimes it can be a little bit annoying to do. But I mean, this card is nuts. I'd really recommend trying him if you have not. If you got the budget for it, give him a go. So yeah, that's probably the best player I would say is at Shafa 2010 says, last year I did all the player SBCs. This year I feel they are so overpriced and they won't last me longer than a week, so it's a gamba year for me. I've become a degenerate. Well, the thing is I actually kind of respect if you just open every gamble pack, right? And you don't spend much on every SBC because you want to have fun. You have to be aware that's not like the right thing to do, right? In a perfect world, every gamble pack you probably wouldn't do. But I understand, like, you want to have fun playing FIFA, right? You don't want to just ignore every fun pack because of, oh my god, I'm going to lose coins. Like, you're probably going to lose coins and it's not going to be worth it, but go try it once in a while. So I kind of want to remind people about that it's all about having fun at the end of the day. As long as you don't, like, go overboard on gamble packs, if you're not spending money on the game a lot, that just go and have some fun sometimes. Sometimes it's worth it to do a little gamble pack, but just be aware, in a perfect world, you probably would never do one. As long as you're aware of that, then that's fine. But okay, thank you guys for all the kind messages, by the way. I love reading your comments. Hope you guys had a fun New Year's. I love you all. See you over soon. Peace.